Hello, my name's Emma from Balanceworks Yoga. Thank you very much for joining me today for this practice. Today we'll be doing something slightly different. We'll be working towards the pose of Garudasana, the eagle pose, which you may have seen, where we're sort of wrapping the wings around ourselves, and you might notice it being a little bit all sort of crunched up, the eagle pose shape, but we're going to try and uncrunch it and try to unpick it a little bit. And I'm also just going to tell you a little bit about the story behind Garuda, the eagle. So we're going to start seated, or start however you like, however you're comfortable. Just get comfortable on a blanket, on a cushion, lying down, as I just tell you the story of Garuda briefly before we get into the practice. So Garudasana, eagle pose. You probably think about eagles with their big wings, huge wingspan, but an eagle pose is all wrapped around us. And the reason is Garuda, yes, he was an eagle demigod, and he was a special and really radiantly bright eagle. He was born super bright and shone as bright as 1,000 suns, so bright that he blinded people and everyone had to shield their eyes from him. So he was asked to dim his light, to dim his radiance and reduce his size in order to live in harmony with people, which he did. The other part of the story is that his mother was enslaved by her sister and her sister's serpent's sons. It's quite hard to say, sister's serpent's sons. There were thousands of them and they were all a little bit evil. I think they were a bit jealous of Garuda and his beautiful, magnificent light. And so in order to free his mother, Garuda had to go on a quest to acquire this amrita, this sacred nectar, this nectar of immortality. He had to use his shape-shifting skills, his ability to assume his original large size, and also ability to get a lot smaller as well. So one time he grew himself big enough to be able to flap his wings and kick up enough dust to get in the eyes of the serpents, the guards who were guarding the sacred nectar, and they were all blinded and had to run away. And then another time he had to wrap himself really, really small to try and get through this spinning wheel of knives and blades in order to navigate his way through. And another time he had to grow big enough to grow a big enormous mouth and suck up lots of water from the rivers in order to extinguish these fires that were surrounding the nectar. So he did eventually get there through his shape-shifting skills and his determination, and he got the nectar and was able to free his mother. And he also was recognised and rewarded by Vishnu, the Supreme Lord, who asked him to become his vehicle and companion to help protect the universe. So yeah, that's the story behind it. So when we practice Garudasana on the mat, eagle pose, we are trying to maybe think about those qualities and the stories of this great mythical being. And so this pose involves sort of a little bit of shrinking of sorts as we cross our arms and legs and hug everything to the midline, folding the body into a smaller shape that is comfortable. We're trying to stay comfortable and focused in that shape whilst maybe balancing on one foot. You can always add that in afterwards. So it's challenging and requires a lot of focus, but we're trying to sort of make ourselves small. And we often, after Garudasana, burst out into a big space to try and take up as much space as we can. So yeah, that is a little bit behind it. I hope it's nice to know before we start. So lots of things for the arms and warming up and getting some nice mobility in our shoulders. So just take a moment to sit here, take a couple of breaths. Let's take a nice deep breath in through our nose, sitting nice and tall, and exhale through the mouth, just making a small little straw type shape through your mouth. And let's do this a couple more times. So inhale through the nose like you're smelling your favorite flower, and exhale through the mouth like you're trying to just flicker a flame, really gently and slow. Breath I call the flower and the flame. So we're going to inhale again, smelling the flower, and exhale, really gentle, slow, controlled flicker of the flame. Awesome. Let's just give the shoulders a little roll, and you can either keep the eyes closed or you can open them. Just beginning to warm up through the shoulders. Lovely way to start. Lovely thing to do whenever you've been sitting down for a while. And then we're going to sweep the arms all the way up. You choose where they come to, and exhale, sweep them back down again. Let's go one more time. Inhale, up, reaching up. This time we're going to cactus the arms, bending the elbows, opening up the hands, the side like a cactus, and just again roll back and just see if we can relax the shoulders here, but enjoy that nice stretch across the front of the chest. And then keep the hands going back down to maybe our lower backs here, and just get an extra little squeeze back, lifting the head. And then exhale, we'll open up the arms and draw them in and give ourselves a hug. Inhale, open. We're going to sweep the arms all the way up. And exhale back to our cactus. From here, we're going to bring the hands onto the shoulders and just do a couple of alternate shoulder rolls here backwards. Really nice to isolate each shoulder. Notice how they're feeling. You don't have to take it to greater range. You can just gently nourish, oil up the shoulders, or you can make it a little bit bigger and get that little twist through the core. Getting to stimulate the organs and our muscles in our core and change direction. So beginning to oil up the shoulders in particular here, the upper back. Also swing the arms all the way up again. Inhale and exhale. One more cactus. Just pause there. Check the neck is nice and loose. Little yes and no. And then bring the hands all the way to our lower back again. You can interlace the hands behind, or you can hold onto your elbows. Trying not to sort of force anything here. We're just warming up. So just getting that gentle little stretch. And maybe take a little fold forwards. And then calming back up. Lovely. Let's come onto our tabletop position. So take care transferring over. And just open up the hands. That's a really good way of protecting our wrist. Just start a few little circles here to warm up through the wrists. Just connecting with your breath. Or you can do a little figure of 8. Change direction. Maybe sending the fingertips out to the side. Or even all the way around towards fingertips towards your knees if you're feeling quite strong and you use your hands and wrists a fair bit, but otherwise just keep it whatever feels okay here. Maybe flipping the palms up and pointing the fingertips in. You can do one hand at a time, or you can do both. And again, little rock maybe. Bringing them a bit closer to your knees takes a bit more pressure off. Then replace the hands. We're just going to just warm up the sort of scapula here and try, I think we did this in a previous week where we're trying to separate the shoulder blades, the scapula. So trying to protract them by sort of pressing the ground away and getting that little bit of a separation. And then we're going to allow them to sink in together to retract. So we're just going to let the shoulder blades sink in. So yeah, the chest might come down again a little bit here, but we're not coming into like a full cat-cow. We're just opening the shoulder blades and then letting them sink in together. So you can do this sort of thing against a wall. You can do it seated to get this separation and this closing in together. Just isolating that movement. I didn't have quite so many layers on. It's a really cold day today. I could show you, you could see the actual shoulder blades moving, but for now, just feel into it. Feel that separation and feel them sinking in. So we're just warming them up. Really good warm up for anything to do with our shoulders, and just opening up, sinking them in and separating them out, protracting. So if you hear me talking about protract the shoulders, now you know what it means. So just pause there with that little protraction. Quite a lot of activity going through the upper body, the arms. Lovely. And then just come back for a moment. We're just going to release the hands, give them a little rotate, maybe a little bit of a like wind the bobbin up, but open up the hands at the same time. So open your hands and fingers and just draw a few little wind the bobbins and then change direction, trying to maybe get the shoulders moving. Let's make it a little bit bigger. So just release the hands, take them out the side. You might just draw some circles around, just rotate the wrists. Any kind of warming up is great here. Let's give it a little shake out. Oh, really good to shake things out. Let's have the palms facing down, shake, 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 shake. You can just do it gently here, or you can really waggle them so they go blurry. See how loose and relaxed you can relax. And then flip the palms up and just do the same again. Just do it gently to begin with. And then, like one of those, I'm trying to think of one of those weird toys I used to have as a kid that made a funny noise at the same time when you waggled it. I don't remember what that is. So waggle, 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 shake, shake, shake. Ooh, feeling really loose and nice and relaxed in the arms now. Going to come back to our tabletop position. Hips over knees, shoulders over wrists. Make sure we're nice and spread out and stable here. And we're just going to reach, so stabilize with the right hand, reach the left hand forwards and give us a thumbs up. So trying not to sort of lift up too much here. We're keeping everything square. So the hand can be lower if you like. You can have it bent as well if you like, or straighten it out. We're going to send the thumb all the way to the side and then point the thumb down and continue its journey to your lower back or maybe your hips. See where it comes to. And then take it back out the side. Thumbs up, come back to the front. And then repeat, trying to keep your gaze down to the mat. So once you've seen what I'm doing, try and lengthen the neck by gazing down at the mat. So a lot going on here, really feeling it. Engage the core for stability. Let's see if we can do one more. Maybe your hand hovers, your fist hovers above your back, a bit harder. And next time it comes to the front, we're just going to drop it back down again. Lovely. Whew. Give that arm a bit of a break. So we're going to bring that down and reach the right arm up. Thumbs up. Take it out to the side. Thumb down. And then take it to your lower back. A little bit of a bend here. And then out the side, nice straight arm. Thumbs up. Come to the front. But trying not to force anything, force the range. You might, as you go a few times, get a little bit higher. But breathing through it, keeping a nice relaxed neck, not holding too much tension here, but feeling a lovely opening and stretch through the shoulders. Next time it's to the front, we're going to bring that hand back down and we're just going to come back into a child's pose. So just lower yourself down, slide the hands alongside you so we can just rest the arms, palms facing up, and just rest the forehead onto the mat or on a cushion or a block or anything you have. If it feels better to be a bit higher here, you can have wide knees, however you like. Just allow those arms to relax for a moment and just take a couple of big breaths. Relax, let go. It's really important when we're doing things to sort of strengthen in a certain area and switch on all the muscles that we can switch them off again afterwards and give them a nice stretch so we don't get too achy afterwards. Often when we don't use a certain part of our body and we for a while and suddenly use it a lot, you might ache a little bit afterwards, but we're trying to avoid that by trying to let go of the not hold things in a tense way. So nice big breaths, sending a nice nourishing message to our nervous system, to our muscles. One more big breath here. And then slide the hands under the shoulders. I'm going to roll up. We're going to walk the hands out and come to a downward dog. So spread the hands, tuck the toes. Just engage the core, protract the shoulders, lift the knees. Maybe just coming to a little hovering tabletop for a moment before lifting the knees and the hips up and raising your sit bones, your top of your thighs to the sky here, to the ceiling, and taking a little pedal through the feet so we can have a lovely stretch down each leg. Spreading, activating the hands, making sure they're really nice and secure and spread out, distributing our weight. Take a big breath in and exhale, letting go of something you don't need here. Let it go. Okay, we're going to look forward to our hands, walk our feet to our hands, find our fold. Again, you can dangle the arms here, give them a nice little sway, maybe hold on to the elbows, little ragdoll, bend the knees. Using gravity to help stretch and release tension from the arms, the legs. Relax the arms and slowly roll up. A little softness in the knees, coming all the way up to standing, where we're going to roll the shoulders, a little softness in the knees. Unwind. Ooh, just doing that motion. Something I often just do in the morning, so that's all I can do sometimes. I can't get active too quickly. Have a little shake out. I'm just going to do a couple of those big arm breaths that I like. Just allowing the arms to be nice and swinging so you can get the momentum going. And again, the softness in your knees and the little bit of buoyancy, but also grounding for the feet. So we're going to inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. That little gentle bounce just takes the weight. And then as the arms come down, they're going to cross over, and we're going to try and see if we can bring sort of the left arm underneath the right, get a little cross shape, and then the opposite, right arm over left. And see where we're going here. We're beginning to wrap the arms, but using momentum, a little swing to just loosen the muscles and get the body used to doing this little stretch. Lovely, let's go for one more. And just let the arms stop swinging themselves. Just see how relaxed you can be. And then staying standing, we're going to just do a few breaststroke actions with the arms. Again, swimming actions are so good for our shoulders, our upper back. Notice swimmers have like amazing back, amazing shoulders, so strong and amazing mobility. So breaststrokes, great. Opening out. Not an expert swimmer by any stretch, so if any of these moves are not exact swimming strokes, then I apologise. We're going to do a little front crawl now. So just windmills with the arms, whatever you want to call them. So just again, you can have a little bend here, you can make them smaller, especially if you've got any issues with the shoulders. Remember, you know your body. And let's take it backwards. Let's take a little backstroke. Let the rest of the body follow the move. Feeling nice and open now, and definitely a little bit of burn in the shoulders. Lovely. A little just twist here. Might need to widen the legs here. Get a little pivot. Nice and relaxed in the arms. Okay, so just having a little go at the eagle arms now. Just going to bring the arms out in front of us. So a little softness in the knees here, a little softness in the knees. Press for the feet. Reach the arms up, just like we're reaching out, but draw the shoulders back in. And just stay there for a moment. Just check how you feel. Coming back up, we're going to bring the left arm underneath the right here to make this cross position. And just see how that feels. You can always hold on the elbows, shoulders. So you can stay here. This is one variation of eagle arms. This is another variation. Just trying to nestle in and get that nice stretch across the top of your back. Or maybe the forearms begin to come together in the hands. You might be able to get this little grip. At the moment, I feel like I'm forcing that a bit much. I need to do a bit more warming up. So I'm not going to go straight for that tuck, but if you're very mobile in the shoulders and can get there and that feels comfortable without contorting yourself, by all means take that grip. So this is eagle arms on one side, but wherever your hands are, we're just going to lift the elbows up and exhale down. Inhale up, little softness in the knees. Exhale down. Really important to listen to your body, not forcing. Let's go one more up. And exhale, rolling down. We're going to roll all the way down with these arms like this, just round in the back, bending the knees, coming into a fold where you can release the arms, dangle. Really enjoy the heaviness of them there, release, and then slowly roll up. Back where we started. Let's sweep the arms up. And bring the arms just behind us, interlace the hands, get a little squeeze here. Lift the chest. You can either have hands here or interlace the hands behind you. As again, we just fold forwards. Bend the knees. Maybe the hands lift up above our head. And release the arms, nice and heavy as we roll back up. Awesome. So on the other side this time, again, you can get this little swing going. Bring the arms up. We're going to bring the right arm under the left this time. You might find one side better than the other. And you can either have a hand to the shoulders, as we said before, the ninja cross, or maybe the hands come, get this nice little grip. So the back of the forearms, hands are coming together. But if you're having to sort of like reach there, then just leave it here. And again, feeling a little bit tight in the shoulders this morning. I've had quite a lot of arm work this week, so I'm just going to leave it here. But you can get this little tuck, this little grip, if that feels comfortable, and you can breathe through it. So whichever variation we're in, we're going to inhale, lift the elbows, exhale, lower the elbows. Inhale, lift the elbows. Exhale, lower the elbows, and just keep rolling down, nice bent knees. Relax the arms at the bottom, give them a dangle. And then just slowly roll up. Rolling the shoulders before we sweep the arms up. Inhale, exhale, cactus the arms, and just keep going down with the hands to find our lower back, or interlace the hands behind. Give it a squeeze, stretching in the opposite direction now. And bend the knees. We're going to lean forwards, hinge at the hips, take another fold. Still holding to your lower back, or getting that little clasp of the hands. Relax the head here. One more breath, and then release the arms. From here, we're going to bring the hands down to the mat and step back to a plank or a half plank, you choose. Just spreading your hands and the shoulders away from each other. Draw the belly in, lower the hips, and you can either bring the knees down or you can just lower yourself down to your mat. Come to your bellies, untuck the toes, and just inhale, lift the chest a little bit here. We're not pressing to the hands, so the hands should be nice and light here. Just test that by maybe just lifting them up. So this little lift, so just activating all the muscles in the core, in the back, to get that little lift here, and the glutes. And then exhale down. So just a little baby cobra. All the way down. Press through the hands, tuck the toes, push all the way back into our downward dog. Pedal the feet. Okay, going to bend the knees and just take a little jump, a little hop to our feet, to our hands, or walk to our hands. And inhale, come to a halfway lift. Slide the hands up, number 7 shape. Take a breath, nice long back, long legs, and exhale, bend the knees. And then inhale, slowly roll up to standing. Sweep the arms up and exhale down. Again, do a couple of little big arm breaths if you want. And then we are going to be coming into a little high lunge position. So the first thing we're going to do is ground through our right foot, and then see if we can take a little step back with our left foot, checking that we are on tram lines here. So you choose that range, however you feel in a high lunge. It's a bit of a precarious one. That's why we try and stay on tram lines rather than a way tight rope. So press through that grounded right front foot, and you have a little bend or straighten that back leg. And once we're here, we're just going to inhale, sweep the arms up like we're holding a beach ball. Take a breath and exhale. Bring the arms down. We're going to bring the right arm underneath the left. Finding our eagle arms here, you might get a little grip or keep them in the cross shape. Inhale, lift the elbows. I've got my grip now, that feels better. And exhale down. Once you get the grip, it's amazing how your muscles just soften in order for you to hold it there. But if you're feeling pain, just come, release the grip. One more, lifting the elbows up. Exhale, lowering the elbows down. And then we're going to drop that back heel and release the hands and bring our right arm or right hand to our right thigh, and just take a big reach with that left arm, drawing a big circle all the way forwards and taking the fingertips back. So taking a nice big circle, opening the shoulder. It's a nice little release here, reaching forward with the fingertips. Again, you can have a bend here if you like, and then down. Next time, you can either stay here with a nice stretch, or you can reach the hand behind your back, just drawing the left shoulder back and just finding our little side angle. Maybe you reach the right fingertips down, go down a little bit further, but just feel into it. Trying to get that length through the body. Gaze wherever feels good. Lovely. And then we're going to release and bring the left hand, the right hand down, step the right foot back, coming back into our plank or our half plank. Take an inhale, exhale, hug the elbows in, lower down to our bellies. Untuck the toes, inhale, little cobra. Exhale down, and then tuck the toes, inhale, push all the way back. Let's pause in little child's pose here. Just a little extended child's pose. Just take a couple of breaths, stretch the arms. Press through the arms, the hands, and then bring your weight back forward, tuck the toes, lift the knees, coming back into downward dog. Walk or jump towards your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, slowly roll up. Sweeping the arms all the way up and down. Lovely. This time ground to the left foot. We're going to take a step back with the right foot and find our high lunge. Get a moment to get situated here. When you're ready, again pressing through your front foot, all four corners of your front foot. Little bend to that knee. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And exhale, down. Let's go again. Inhale, up. This time as we come down, exhale, bringing the left arm underneath the right and finding our eagle arm variation you choose. Inhale, lift the elbows up. Exhale, take a little fold. Press with the feet, keep that core engaged to try and keep stable. Inhale up and exhale, fold. This time we're going to drop the right heel, we're going to turn to the side, bring the left hand or left forearm to the left knee and sweep the right fingertips forwards and draw a big circle all the way up and back, drawing a lovely big circle with that right arm. Press through your feet. If you're feeling unstable, you can always come a bit higher here, hand to the knee, and not come so low. Opening up. One more big circle, reaching. And if you're comfortable, you can bring your right hand either to your hip or to your lower back, maybe even finding the left hip crease here. Don't force it, just take a breath. Beautiful. Then release the right hand, bring it down to the mat. Let's step the right foot in this time, finding our little fold. Inhale, slowly roll all the way up. Hands up and then down in a prayer position. Just take a moment to take a breath here, check in how you're feeling, how the arms are feeling. Maybe opening up the arms, give yourself a hug on either side. So many different ways we can stretch out the arms and loosen them up. Okay, so the full variation of Garudasana, which involves the legs as well, a little crossover. You can always just ditch the legs and stick with the arms if you want to concentrate on that. We generally bring the feet a little bit closer together here. And just without the arms, first of all, ground through the left leg and just see what it's like coming up on the right toes. Find a focal point. Hands wherever helps you feel stable. And then see if we can just cross it over, bending that right knee to come down so you can just drop your right toes. Sorry, I'm trying to mirror, but I'm not doing a very good job. So just cross that crossed leg, just bringing the toes down, taking a bend, but you can stay fairly upright here or take a bend a bit further. Maybe those toes can just hover off the ground and you can find a balance here. There we go, just give it a go, take your time. Some people like to wrap it round. You might be able to get that. I went a bit too quick there. So you might get that little wrap, but trying to relax and sink into it. I'm not feeling that today. Some days I get it. And let's just come up. Let's open out, spread out, coming into like a nice 5-pointed star shape, like Garuda and his big wings, assuming his big shape. Lovely. And then we'll try it on the other side. So we're going to bring the feet back together and ground through the left foot. And then cross the right leg over. So whichever side you didn't do before, sorry, so maybe that's your right and you're bringing your left one over. And you can just find that little balance, find a focal point, bring your hands to heart for a nice little bit of focus and finding that midline. And just bending the knees. And you can always try the tuck or just try to hover your toes off the mat, but you can have them on there if that helps you feel more focused and secure and stable. So whichever variation you're in, we're going to open up, open things up, take a big windmill of the arms, shake things out. And then we're going to have a go with the arms this time. So just like we did before, feet fairly close together here. We're going to ground through I'll try and mirror this time, the left leg, and take a bend to the right knee. We're going to cross that over, and then we're going to bring the arms up and bring the right arm underneath the left. So cross our arms here, and you can find the wrap or keep them like this. So find your variation of the arms, find your variation of the legs, and just see if you can just take some deep breaths and just bend the knees a little bit further. Finding some focus, some determination, a focal point, some calm, some deep breaths. Listening to your body and knowing if you need to rise up or sink a bit deeper. One more breath if you can before inhaling and opening up. Taking a big circle of the arms, creating as much space as you can, feeling very happy with yourself. And then one more time on the other side. So this time we're grounding through the the right leg. Come up on the left toes. Find your focal point. Maybe bring your hands together for stability. Cross that foot over. Bring the toes down or have them hovering. And then we're going to sweep the left arm underneath the right. Just squeeze in here. You can hold on. Come out whenever you like. If you get too wobbly, just unwind. Breathe. You can get the full wrap if that feels good and secure and pain-free. Breathe through it. You can come up, you can go down. Inhale and exhale. Toes can be down, toes can be up. Maybe you get the wrap. Focus. Try and keep everything square, then inhale, release, open up. A little bit of a wobbly exit there. Open up the arms. And then just give everything a little shake out. Well done. So the thing is with all the yoga poses, there's so many different variations you could do. And so just trying to find the range, the level, the variation that suits you. Have a little swing of the arms. That might be different from day to day. Some days I can get really good balance, other days it's a bit more wobbly, but it's really important to listen to your body and honour it and be pleased with where it's at, because there's so much going on, so many factors that influence how we're feeling in our body, in our mind, and we've just got to go with it and embrace it all. So, right, let's just have a few little stretches here. So we're just going to sweep the left arm across and just give it a gentle encouragement here with the right hand. Just wiggle the fingers, try and draw that shoulder back. A little stretch. And then release, and the other arm, just gently pull it across, but draw the shoulder back. You can do whatever you like with the fingers, rotate the wrist. Breathe. So lots of stretches over the rest of the day, if you manage to have a little stretch later as well. Lovely, you're going to sweep the arms up, cactus in the arms, and again, just bring them behind, interlace the hands, or find our lower back. And take a little fold, bend the knees, fold down, squeeze the air out. Allow the hands to rise up, relax the neck, the head. Inhale, exhale, maybe go a little bit deeper before releasing the arms. Then bring the hands down to the mat, stepping back. Let's just sit back in a child's pose. You can have arms extended or arms alongside you, whatever feels good and nourishing for your body right now. You choose. Take some big full breaths here. The breath helps our muscles relax, helps our nervous system calm, helps our recovery from slightly more intense movements, poses. Maybe a little rocking. You can rock around through the shoulder, through the forehead. Sometimes I get my body parts wrong if I get too relaxed. Free little forehead massage. And then slide the hands underneath your shoulders. We're going to walk them forwards. We're actually going to slide all the way forwards onto our bellies. And we're going to send the the right arm out the side, left arm underneath our shoulder like a little locust leg. And we're going to bend the left knee, bring our left foot up towards our bottom. Just take a little roll onto that right shoulder. So again, you might feel it here. You might want to stay fairly low down, a bit more like you're in recovery position. Or you can roll a bit more of your body weight onto that shoulder, but feel into it. So your right foot can come down. You can support yourself with this hand, or maybe it can wrap behind. Relax the head. Just find your variation, going as far or not far as you like onto your right shoulder. So just breathe through. Try and relax. If it doesn't feel good, you can always have a bit more of a cactus of a bend to this arm as well. Or have it further down alongside you. Especially if you have any issues with the shoulders, let's roll back onto our bellies. And then come back to center, extend the left arm out, right arm underneath the shoulder. We're going to bend the right knee, the right leg, and then just roll onto our left shoulder. Right foot can come to the mat, or the knee can stay down like in a recovery position. Right hand supporting you on the mat, or reaching up to the ceiling, or wrapping behind your back. Just try and relax in whichever variation. Take couple of big deep breaths. Stretching out through the arms, the shoulders, the back. And then slowly come back onto your bellies. We're actually going to keep rolling. Take a little shuffle back onto the mat so that we can just lie down and just take this moment just to have a few stretches. Let's hug the knees in. And you can either here cross the feet and just lift up to reach your feet with your hands. And if they're crossed over, if you hold on the top of your feet and then come back down and get this quite nice stretch through your feet, through your legs and through your arms and shoulders. So that's quite a nice variation. Another option, if you prefer, is to lift the feet up and slide your hands to your ankles or your feet, or get the little yogi toe lock. Find a little happy baby. Again, both of these provide a nice stretch with the arms. You choose the variation. If you're doing the yogi toe lock, 2 fingers around the toe and just get a little squeeze of the big toe to hold you in position. You get a lovely stretch for the arms here. Not to mention a nice stretch through the legs, the hips. Beautiful little cool down. Deepen the breath. And then slowly lower the feet back down to the mat. Relax the arms. Widen the feet. Just bring the knees together here and just take some deep breaths. Maybe coming back to the flower and the flame breath. So inhale through the nose, inhaling your favorite flower scent, and exhale gently through like pursed lips. Feeling your belly deflate, your back melt into the ground. Again, inhale through the nose, exhale. Return to your normal breath. And Noticing how your body's feeling. And just seeing if we can take a little bit of Garuda into our week. Just knowing that we have all these different extremes and different opposites in ourselves. We can find strength when we want to and build strength and use our strength. We can tap into our softness, our lightness, our ease when we want to. We can be big and powerful, and we can be small and humble and modest. So trying to choose the right thing for the right task, the right thing that you're doing each day, and what you need to bring to each situation. And knowing we can tap into these different sides of ourselves to be bright and radiant, or maybe sometimes just small and focused. What do you need today? Thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed the practice. Please do sort of like or subscribe to my channel or leave a comment. It's always lovely to hear any feedback. Thank you very much and have a lovely day. Namaste.